All right, what do we got? Day one on KX 125, right?
Yep.
We don't know a year yet on this mystery bike?
Nope, I just took the serial numbers down.
Not sure on the year yet, we'll figure that out. It is aluminum frame though, so at least we're out of the 90s, or at least should be. Forks look pretty nasty. Somebody stuck an FMF pipe on here. Tire beat to holy, you can't beat it any more than that. That's a shame.
The Supremes?
No, Supreme is some type of goofy clothing company for
Supremes?
Supreme!
They put those
Supreme! Alright, it's gonna be day one on the KX teardown, and the motor seized up, right? We didn't have no luck. Oh yeah, tighter than tight gets. So we'll have to dig into that motor, figure out what's going on, see if we get this thing running someday. Over here was the finish of the little Suzuki, I believe 85 big wheel project. So if you can tell, it's sitting a little bit bigger than your standard 85, maybe like an inch bigger tires or something. This one we got finished up, or he did, at least my dad did. We got all new fresh plastics on it, brand new tires, all cleaned up. Took it all the way down to the frame, painted that as well. Still gonna maybe do some work on taking them scratches out of the tank and maybe doing something with the seat. But other than that, this bike starts up, ready to go, great compression. The suspension and swing arm were totally shot. All those bearings were replaced, cleaned up, brought down to the frame, back to life. And right now it's got the straight piper. So other than a silencer, this bike's ready to rip. All right, time for break number one. We got antifreeze dumping out of this thing, nice looking color. Good sign so far. See, this rear shock was all slopped up over years, you could tell.
Now we're gonna know what the head of the spark plug looks like. Is it gonna be beat to hell? Or clean as be? Let's see. I don't see no smacked, nothing smacked into the.
Just a little oily.
Yeah, but it's not like particles smashed into it.
You see anything major damage so far? Let's take a light up in there, check it out. See what happens here in the top end of this motor.
Every 5-10 minutes, we're gonna have it open up. Damn. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna see if this thing has head trauma
You ready?
or intestinal trauma.
Oh, it's coming off very easy, so oh, there's some scoring. Something was definitely banging around in there.
In there, we need a brighter light.
Look at here was like an actual thread. This was pinched.
What was pinched?
That's weird. Huh?
What are you talking about?
Here was like an actual thread of metal that looked, it was pinched in between the
between
head.
the gasket.
Oh shit, well, that
You
just
just knocked
busted
it down
loose.
into the fucking tube now.
Oh man, it could have went down y'all and down y'all.
Yeah, it's all pitted up around the edges. It's C stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
Cylinder comes off next.
Shine light down there one more time. All right, we got the head of the cylinder off. So you can tell there was something jammed all up in there and something was smacking around the top of the pistons, all scarred up as long and as well as the head. Gonna take the cylinder off next.
turn that bitch.
All right, so the cylinder was all locked up. We had to put a couple blocks and hammer the piston down, so we should be able to go ahead and pull that cylinder off now. Oh man, look at that scarring up on the front of the piston. Well, that was definitely an issue. Yeah, the whole front of that piston's bad.
Huh. Something happened. I think it was a...
Yeah, the actual like cylinder sleeve doesn't look as bad as... Look, wait till you see the front of this thing. There's a deep gouge in the front over here on this side.
Well, yeah. I think that was, what you call it though, from not the right mixture. Somebody had regular gas and that bitch got hot. They didn't really beat it to shit. Look, that's not that bad. The aluminum took up the brunt of it all. All right, now we're gonna see if the Kickstarter will kick. Ooh. Look at this.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see how this feels. The bottom end feels okay. What do you think, Jeep? I think it feels pretty good. Good enough.
Yeah, hell yeah.
For a storage unit cycle. This thing is like working on a dream compared to that other little baby. Oh man. Yeah, this is a problem. Somebody had the wrong mixture or something. I'm done for right now. Cool.
Or something got in at the top here, because look at these couple deep gouges. Like something was banging around in the top of that.
Yeah, well, maybe it was time for a rebuild, but I think somebody didn't use the right mixture, and it heated it up.
If you ask me, look here, look.
Look here, look. Here's a bolt missing here too.
Huh? But if you look here, you could definitely tell something was banging around up top.
Yep.
And it looks like it's worked this way, because look how deep this gouge is. It must have got lodged here. But then again, these marks do go all the way down to... Huh.
Oh wow, here's something really stuck right into the cylinder. Right there. You can't just put your finger on that. Put your finger on it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Definitely. That was the problem.
And then here's another thing on the bike. Whoever owned this, they definitely installed that backwards. So you definitely don't want your clip rotating where it can get caught up and unclip itself. So if you're driving this way, your clip should definitely be facing the other way. So it just goes to show you, some people get stuff, they don't know what they're doing, and this is the project you take over afterwards. It's day 3, I believe, on the KX 125 build. I think when we first started working on this thing, we said it was aluminum frame. This is obviously a steel frame. That rust is a clear giveaway indicator, but this is the like newer style of frame. I guess you would call it like a double top tube, as opposed to like a single top tube where the top of the frame branches off and the tank sits in between. But anyway, I'm gonna go over and show you guys a couple things. Got the rear end all cleaned up. Tons of parts that still need to be cleaned. And check out the destruction of bearings. I know between me and my dad, when we were jumping on this bike, I was on one side of the foot peg, he was on the other side, and we couldn't even get this swing arm to budge. And he had a heck of a time knocking all those bearings out. Anyway, like I showed you before, this is the top end seized up, so it's a pretty common 2-stroke rebuild. Probably your standard 9 out of 10 when they go is the cylinder. This is a 2002, I don't know if I said it. Oh, where's that guard for the chain, or the chain guide? I want to show them that. And little things, guys, like they had the chain, the master link was mounted on the wrong direction where it could possibly grip and come unclipped. And then check out how they ran the chain. The mechanics will get a kick out of this one, guys. So they actually had this chain ran on the outside of the guider. Oh, let me get that out of there. And as you can see, it's on this last leg.
It's gonna break by looking at it.
Yeah, where there's barely any. Oh, my camera went out. But there is barely anything holding that thing together. So for somebody to do something like that, I don't know, it's kind of hilarious and it's kind of sad at the same time. But that's also why we got this video. Maybe somebody out there might be watching this and don't know what they're doing. And little things like the direction of a master link is definitely important, as well as running the chain through the parts that is supposed to be ran through. Nice dirty carburetor. Well, outside at least, outside. The inside was looking pretty good. Good signs for this bike, guys. Should be kicking and rolling sometime. Bring you in and take one more look. Now that the piston is banged out of the cylinder, you can see some nasty scarring, something jammed and wedged up on the side and was banging along the top of that piston there. And you can see where the gouge was in the cylinder. All right, the lost footage special. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in for this video. This is just going to be like a sum up to let you know what's going on with the KX. The last time we left this, that was a few months ago. I found this footage on my old SD card, so I made this video real quick for you. But I'm going to bring you around and show you what right now. So, as you can tell, we got two tote bins there, or AKA baskets. And this is what you call the definition of a basket case as of right now. Another thing I want to point out was this rear rim. Let me try to turn it so we can see a little better. I don't know what the deal is. If you ask me, it looks like these spokes were put on and different nipples. Now, I don't know if maybe they paid somebody to do this, but man, look at this one here. Super loose. And just the way how this was done was just way out of whack. I'm no expert. The CR500 was actually the first time I trued up a rim and bought this little cheap-ass Tusk stand. And I still don't know if I'd recommend Tusk as a company or not yet. All I know is their stuff is super dirt cheap, which kind of puts a question on everything, honestly. But for a little stand like this, it seems to be working cool. But I did play around with these nipples a little bit, and they're just like, I don't know what to make of it, okay? This whole poor bike was beat up. It was a street rider, you know what I mean? This was probably maybe a little inner city bike or something like that. But you can obviously tell the front have different nipples. I don't know if these are the stock spokes. You can see a nice little taper on them. But anyway, this is where the motor's looking like. I'll take you in and we'll really get a nice close up. Here we go. Good quality there of what this piston looks like. So you can see something jammed up in there and scarred the hell out of that. Pretty neat though on this 125 piston, guys. You can see these little like notches here that help with the intake or something like that. They don't actually go all the way through, but that's got to help suck in your intake or create some type of vacuum or something like that. I'm not 100%. Once again, I'm no expert. I'm just a dumbass here with a hobby. But while I got that little tiny thing out, this is what a stock CR500 piston looks like if I can get it out the box. So this is our stock CR500 piston. Now I know a lot of you guys commented on my video, oh my god, why'd I use an old piston? Well, believe me, the Wisco piston I got in the CR500 right now, it's got very low hours, super high compression, very happy with it, plus is bored over stock by a couple times. If I were to try to put this piston in there, the stock 500, not even close, all right? So our cylinders bored out way past stock, all right? No going back to stock, that's for sure. But anyway, take a look at this little thing. Take a look at that. So once we get this 125 all put back together, we'll see if we can even handle the power it puts out, you know what I mean? I mean, we're spoiled over here. I grew up on 500s and Banshees and 450s. You know, 125, I've never even owned one. But we'll take a look. This is really my father's bike, okay? This is not my bike, but I am going to film like me and him building it up. I got a tons of parts ordered. You can see he put a nice coat of paint on the frame and subframe. Nice little neon green there. Some spots he might not have gotten the best, but hey, for 60 years old and, you know, not the best eyes, I wouldn't mind that paint job. I'll take it. One more thing I wanted to touch up on while we're here. I don't know where my swing arm bearing is. Here's the swing arm. And once again, this thing was so locked up. You heard me mention it in the video, but I'll talk about it now of what I meant by that was this swing arm was so tightly either bolted or rusted over the years onto the frame that even once we removed the rear shock, I stood on a foot peg and my father stood on the other foot peg, and we both nudged our way up and down on that bike and got no movement out of the swing arm at all. So that thing was locked. I've never seen anything like that. Never experienced anything like that. Maybe if some of you guys are the wheelier guys in the city or something like that, do you try to lock your swing arm up or something? Do you not want any rear travel? I don't know what the deal was with that, but we got all bearings ordered coming in. So that'll be the next video as far as the KX goes. But if you're watching this video, that means I cleared my camera. I got my stuff clear. I'm ready to go. And we're going to be tearing down is it a 300 or a 350? It should be a 352 stroke. We're getting that thing teared down next. I thought I had us a KX 500 build. It was a 85. I just messaged the guy this morning. I was getting ready to go look at it, and I guess he sold it. So that's the reality of things. So if you guys are a fan of the 500, I am looking for the KX. Once again, we don't discriminate on this channel. We like all brands as long as if they're the real ones, none of that Chinese shit. But that's going to be it probably for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll have more of these motorcycle builds coming up. I haven't really posted nothing recently because I did kind of like a couple gun builds, and I just don't know what the deal is with YouTube and posting gun videos and things like that, or I don't know. But if that is something you want to see, put it in the comments. I did a video on my 45, and I recently built up my 9mm Smith & Wesson 2.0 with a nice ported slide and different barrel on it, things like that. So if that's something you guys are interested, I know probably a lot of you are here for the bikes, which we're going to be getting into. Once again, it's Team Prime season broke to build contest, so we got to get tearing apart and get back at it. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.